Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you. So see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. This listener says, hot tub help. I hate my wife's cooking.
Hot tub
My
help,
wife,
and then
yeah, I know.
talk
Don't know
about
what that,
cooking.
yeah. My wife recently has gotten into vegan cooking. She's been vegan for about a year now, and I strictly am not. I don't mind vegan food if it tastes good, but my wife just isn't capable of the food she is attempting to make. I'm always truly grateful for the effort, but it's so goddamn awful. How do I go about saying this without causing an absolute domestic?
This is tough. This is
It
tough.
is tough, yeah.
If I ever say to Charlotte I don't like any of her food, she instantly goes into a bad mood. I don't think you could ever do it in a nice way. You could say it as nice as you want and say like, "Oh, I like your food. I like everything normally, and I really like this and I really like that, but I'm not keen on this." She's still gonna want to kill you. So I think I would try to steer it away from the vegan food as much as possible, just to give a bit more normality. Say you don't want to eat the vegan stuff, and that you're going to start cooking your own meat or whatever. I don't know.
I know. My mate, when I was in school, his dad used to stop at like McDonald's every couple of days and get himself a burger. Not her food was really good, but he was like, he weren't vegan.
Yeah.
Or a vegetarian. He used to get one every now and again and come home. Yeah, you could be like, oh, I'll cook tonight. Get out of fucking getting her cooking. Yeah, it's hard.
Some people aren't gifted at cooking. Like, there's some people that try. Like, I know someone's mum who really tries at cooking. Like, they got all like the gadgets and all that shit to do all the stuff, like the Vitamixes and all that crap. Still, everything that comes out is shit. Proper shit, yeah. And there's been times where he's brought it in and he's like, can you just fucking eat some of this, because she's made loads of it and I can't eat it, and everyone's eating it and it's just subpar. And I'm just like, if you really don't like it and it's your missus, then you can have that conversation, but I don't think there's going to be an opportunity where you're not going to be in an argument. I think it's always going to be an argument. Yeah. But if you want to be honest, just try to be as nice about it as possible, but just be expecting the fireworks. That's what I would say.
And you're going to have to cook your own dinners because she won't cook for you ever again.
If I said to Charlotte, I don't like the way you cook, she'd fire the frying pan at my head. And then I'll be cooking out of the air fryer for the rest of my life.
Vegan food's really fucking hard to cook. I think it is anyway, because there's so much ingredients. Like I bought
it's probably one of the hardest things to cook, I would say.
Yeah, Delicious Ella. She was on a thing with Zac Efron. I can't remember what it was, and he was having she made him like a curry or something, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. Fucking hell, amount of money I spent on the shopping to cook one fucking meal.
You
know what I mean, just because they're trying to make a cauliflower taste like chicken.
Yeah,
it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, if you're going to go down like proper vegan food, like you can just make a salad and be like, there you go, that's vegan.
But yeah, from the sounds of it, she's like trying to make alternatives and like nut roasts and stuff, and it's just
you can make cauliflower steaks as well. That actually, oh god, no.
I think what a lot of people try to do, like when I'm cooking for myself, I am a critic. If I fuck something up, I will know I fucked it up, and if Charlotte's eating it, I'll just be like, we're not going to eat this. And I just start throwing it away. But Charlotte would sit there and eat it and say that I did really well because of the attempt I made. But that can only go so far. Like, if I fucked it up, and if you're eating your own food and you know you fucked it up, then you've got to have that fucking realization. So if your partner says to you, "I don't really like this," then I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I agree. Let's get something else." Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not always that easy. A lot of people will get defensive, and it doesn't go down very well.
Yeah, I did the same. Twice now I've tried to make Toad in the Hole
Mm.
and I just fucked the Yorkshire up both times. I don't know why I keep fucking it up. But yeah, there's yeah. So yeah, no, I agree. No, sometimes what was I making the other day? I think I cooked the chorizo for too long and you could taste it and we both still ate it. I mean, I was like, if you don't want it, you don't want it, buy it.
Yeah, I put the wrong seasoning on some chicken once, and it was like more of a pork rub seasoning,
All right.
and you could taste it was just weird combination of seasoning to meat. Like it
Yeah.
was just fucking weird as fuck. It was almost like eating an overly sweet bit of chicken. It was like really straight, like candied chicken almost. It was fucking awful. And Charlotte's sitting there and she's munching away, and I'm like, "Do you actually like this?" And she's like, "It's all right. It's all right." I was like, "You don't like it, do you?" She's like, "It's all right. It's all right." And I was like, "Do you like it or not?" And she's like, "No." I said, "Right, put it in the bin because I fucking hate it. It's disgusting." I said, "Put it in the bin, and we'll start again." And then we had an argument then because obviously it's like quarter to 9 at night, and I'm still cooking in the because I threw my initial dinner away. But yeah,
You're such a
I
wally,
think
man.
you just got when you get it wrong, you just got to admit it. But I think some people's egos get in the way with that, and I don't think it's a sex thing. I think whoever the most predominant cooker is, because growing up, my dad was always the most predominant cook. But if you told dad that his food wasn't very good, he would get upset about it.
Mm.
So I don't think it's a sex thing. I think it's more of a like they have like an ego because they're the person that makes the dinner every day.
Yeah. See, it's weird. Like for me, because obviously I have so many food intolerance stuff like that. So like there was a time when
It's
I
like a
can't. I was a,
minefield trying to cook for you, and it? It's like
yeah,
you're
yeah. So
dodging and
like
weaving.
it was a recipe I found on TikTok or something, and it looked really good. But obviously it was full of cheese, so I had to use my cheese,
Mm.
which smells like farts and doesn't fucking melt.
Yeah,
So like I cooked it, and then we sat there and we ate it, and I just kept saying sorry. I was like it's not that it was my fault because
through
the
the
cheese.
tears.
I can't, yeah, I can't do anything because it's the cheese, right? But I'm still going. I'm really sorry, and she's like, yeah, this cheese isn't brilliant. I was like, nah, it stinks. So, but we still ate it. But it's like I feel bad because she'll eat it because obviously you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But this what makes me. This is what is sort of similar to this, right? Like the guy's eating it because she's vegan,
because
and
it's
he's
his
just
wife.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, no, you just got to say to her, yeah, it's going to be a tough conversation. There's no easy way out of it. But don't say that food's shit. Just say I'm not a vegan, and I just rather not eat this. It just means you're gonna have to try and figure out your own meals
yeah, yeah. I think
because
there
it's
must be like I know he's not vegan anymore, but he was vegan for a long time. One of my close friends, he was vegan, and his missus she was a pescatarian, so she'd only ate like fish and
fish.
chicken.
Yeah.
Um, and she was like she was only that because she just doesn't like beef and pork and stuff.
Mm.
So when he just started going off and shopping for himself, because obviously everything she wanted was just like chicken and chicken based stuff all the time or fish based stuff, and everything he wanted was like no meat in it whatsoever. And they
Yeah.
lived like almost separately food wise for two. I think he was like vegan for like 2-3 years, and then eventually it all got squashed, and now they're both eating the same stuff again. But it's just the way it goes.
I think the best thing to do if her cooking's quite bad, is cook with her. There's nothing better than like both you cooking together because
And
then you
fuck it up.
both invested in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and if you fucked up, yeah, and then you can sort of monitor and see what she's putting in it, and like you can add things as well. So like you're not necessarily going like, oh, this is shit. You go, oh, do you want a hand with dinner? Making it together, and then it might taste a little bit better because you've helped out.
yeah. I know now after many years of being with Charlotte, if because we've always lived in an open plan. If I sit in the living room while she's cooking, that's a domestic in itself. So I need to always make sure I'm lingering around. I'm no help whatsoever. I'll probably put stuff in the bin or wash a plate down, but I will just linger around anyway. So I think most couples must do that. I think you're both always in there.
Me and Serena did at the beginning, but now not so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like she can cook, and then I'll be like, I'll cook, and she'll go to like the gym and come back, and like the dinner will be ready.
Oh, okay. See, I don't cook
like
at all. I'm pretty bad.
Sabina's definitely better. I'm better at like bread and stuff like that, but she's definitely better at meals. For sure. But she's very it's like very critical of herself.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, don't worry about it. And the amount of domestics we've had over fucking pancakes in the morning because they're not the way that they should be. And I'm like, they taste fine, but they look like shit. And I'm like, it doesn't matter what they look like. I'm still going to fucking eat them.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. And that will just ruin our entire day. Like, she won't be able to shift it. And the whole day will be ruined because she couldn't make pancakes.
Because fucking pancakes can infuriate you, man.
But there's a few times she's done that. Like, she made a really complicated, well, not really, but it was a complicated like Czech dish that I really enjoyed, and so did she. And because it took so long to make it, and she was so looking forward to it, and then she burnt a bit of it, and that was it. Then I had to like fucking calm her down and stuff like that. And I was like, it's fine. And she goes, no, that's where all the flavor is. That's where all the... I'm like, it's fine. And it would fucking. And then that ruined that.
My one job, I think it was last week. It happened. We were cooking Greek gyros, like shredded chicken and tzatziki and all that stuff in flatbread. Mm-hmm. And my one job was to look after the flatbread and get it going on the pan. And I burnt 3 of them. And I was just looking at her, and like she's trying to eat through the burn, and I'm like, I'm getting some more. I said, I'm going to the shop. I'm getting some more. So I fucked off to the shop. She's sitting there struggling through it. Because Charlotte, at the beginning, I don't know if I've brought this up on the podcast before, but we nearly killed ourselves in Lanzarote with probably the worst food I've ever had in my life. Mm-hmm. And we just landed. This was our first holiday together, and we went to like this back end of nowhere fucking shack of like food for lunch. And they didn't understand us what we were saying. So we pointed at the menu and were like this, which was chicken burger. We both pointed at it, chicken burger. And they were like, okay. And it had chips with it and stuff. Come out, it was like a raw grey pork. And it was completely raw. If you'd eaten it, we would have died.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, we're not going to eat this. I said, I'm going to have a few of these chips and then we're going to leave. So I was eating the chips and I look up, Charlotte's nibbling around the edge of the raw pork burger that they've given us, yeah. And I said, don't eat that. And I started shouting and made a scene in the fucking restaurant. And then did the typical British thing of getting up and still paid for the meal that we couldn't eat. That was, and to this day, almost 12 years later, I want to go back to that place and get my money back because I'm still angry about it.
I would have definitely done a shot and tried to eat it because I'm like, oh, this must be like cultural. Like this must how they eat it.
It was so raw, Dan. There was blood on the plate. There was blood on the plate from the fucking thing. And Charlotte was like this, going like this, like it was a fucking bit of like a pear or something, just nibbling around the edge. I was just like, stop eating it. You're going to die.
That's fucking mad. But yeah, hopefully in all that randomings we helped you out there. I would say start cooking together.
Mm-hmm.
But
be honest with her, but it's not gonna be the nicest conversation.
No, just try and put it nicely if any. But like if you do, you'll end up making your own. So I thought cooking together, planning your own meals and stuff like that, might be helpful. But so how it goes, man. Hopefully we gave you a few laughs as well.